This is the first episode officially of the Fulk podcast, and I am excited to get started today. That is for sure. I've been teasing this a little bit. I'm probably going to change my location setup sometimes. I'm probably going to be in the garage talking to you when it's not super hot. I might even show some workout videos like I do on my Instagram. I'm just free form. And I'm excited to talk a little bit about me, what brought me to even try this. Mostly, this Doge thing was super annoying. It caused me to really say, what can I do to talk about how annoying it is that all of this bad information has made it out into the world through these massive comm channels like Twitter or X or Shitter as I call it, Xitter. So that's part of it. I see it everywhere. I've been seeing it everywhere. It's one of the things that I do is, build information and data processing systems. And you can't help but learn to think about the things that you take in and how the data input is so important. And we're under this deluge of information out here. It's ridiculous, especially now that we've added this Gen AI nonsense. So, folk it all. But everything's not going to be on this podcast about that. I just want to talk to some people that I know, some that I don't know. If you've got some ideas, let me, holler at me. And anything that's bothering you, because the world is a mess, and I am happy to talk about the messes. Almost everything that makes you mad or upset or gets you excited, it all maps back to the information spaces that we share online, offline, as well as just sitting around the table talking. There's no distinction anymore. To me, it's just back and forth. Things can happen in a Facebook group and bring it out to the table. People come up with ideas online and they go viral, and the next thing you know, the person up the street at the community center is telling you about it. So it's fun stuff though, like things that I like: MMA, martial arts, boxing, fighting, working out. Um, in addition to this information topic, and politics for sure. We've got plenty of politics going on now. World War III, Doge. Doge is the reason why I got all this free time. Idiots driving around in giant trucks spewing toxic waste into the atmosphere, along with carbon soot radio treatments that bad songs that we don't like. All of this matters. All of it. We can talk about tariffs. We can talk about Iran. We can talk about everything. It's all going to map back to getting good information. Everything is about getting good information. So we also get to say folk it a lot and flick people off. That is the best part. And but quick story. So to set the context for the whole idea, I don't want to bring this up every time I make one of these videos. Some of them are going to be short, some of them are going to be long. I'm not going to bring it up every time, but if you're going to watch any of these, this is the backdrop. This is the model in my head that I use, and I find it really useful. It's not the only model for your brain and how it works, but I find it very useful, especially when I'm thinking about what's good information. What can I trust? What can I not trust? And that is, I think of my brain like a forest jungle, a densely packed forest jungle full of leaves and trees and downed, stuff, brush, shrubs, leaves with snakes in them, and hard to navigate paths. So that's how we're born, with this full on blank jungle with no way to get through it. And you have to start working. You have to start pulling the stuff out of the way and moving it and climbing over stuff and working your way to learn. Like, learning is moving from point to point in your brain through that jungle and carving a path. And we all know, you walk it might start off that way, like dense jungle. If you walk it a couple of times a day, pretty soon, before you know it, you've got a well-worn path. You've got dirt, and it's easy. And once you have a well-worn path, you can get there a lot faster. So if you learn a new concept, something new, you've worn that path in, you get there faster, and in your brain, that that speed, it gives you this feeling, I should trust this. And other people know this in the world. It's not, just I'm having a secret. This is studied and used, exploited. Marketing professionals, communication majors, politicians, people know repetition causes, things to seem trustworthy. It's not the only way things seem trustworthy, of course. There's all kind of ways. But what the internet is really good at, being online is really good at, is sharing the same idea over and over and over. And people who are skilled at this can coordinate. They can attack you with their brain if they want. They can make it so that you see this seems like a lot of people believe it. And it's important to be on guard, because you might see your doctor, once, twice a year. So you're getting once or twice a year information from your doctor, but you're going into this Facebook group every day. And so the Facebook group will start to seem more and more trustworthy just by the nature of our brains carving these paths, because we walk it a lot. So thinking about that is what is going to be a theme under the hood. It's not directly, because it's sort of boring. I get it. I don't want to talk about it that much either. But it annoys me so bad that people have the audacity to try to do it to me. Try to do it to my kids. Try to do it to my friends, my parent. Everybody that is under attack. And people have the nerve to do it and then lie about the fact that they're doing it. And this is another issue that we see all the time right now in our crazy world, the audacity to lie. So all of this is fair game. Anybody that wants to talk about audacity to lie, spewing bad information, hit me up. I want to get good information out. I don't want to peddle in conspiracies. I'll let other well-known podcasters with no hair do that. I don't want to peddle in bad information because it gets a bunch of clicks. I don't care about clicks. That's click fishing is what I call it. People out there are click fishing, trying to get some likes. No. I'm talking about real stuff. How do you protect your brain? How do you get good information? Because in the end, in this crazy, dangerous world, the thing that you have and the thing that you can pass on to your kids is how to protect your mind, how to educate yourself, how to learn things, how to choose your friends wisely, how to pick your sources of information wisely. That's what this is. And everything else, Fulk it.